Hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 2 between Infi and Anima. Game number 2 taking place here on Terranistan, as Infi has spawned as the red human player on the top left. Meanwhile, over here on the top right, Anima has spawned as the yellow human. Human versus human in this 1v1 matchup, as Anima is going to be working to try and claw his way back into the series with a victory here. Will Infi be able to close things out, or will Anima be able to force a game 3? That is what we're waiting for right now, as we do go back down to 1-time speed. It is going to be an Archmage versus an Archmage. Archmage versus a Mountain King, as Infi opting to go for a Mountain King, which is a rather questionable strategy. It is rather popular against, say, the Night Elf or the Undead, but when you are going up against another human player and you don't have a high-level Archmage in order to give mana to your Sorceress, Priest, and Spellbreakers, things do tend to go awry fairly quickly. Mountain King making his way down. Where is he traveling to? It looks like he is going to the mercenary camp here. Gonna be able to send in some storm bolts as well, as the wizard will get in a quick purge, not really doing much of anything there. Quick surround on the wizard. That wizard will get taken out. Meanwhile, on the other end of the map, you can see the level 5 wizard. I believe it's a 5-3-3-3-1-1 creep camp, as the footman now being forced to pull back here. Alright. Militia gonna go ahead and finish things off. Archmage nearly at level 2, and at level 2 will get that very important Brilliance Aura. Meanwhile, Mountain King attempting to finish off these creep camps here, does have one Forest Troll Shadow Priest, and it looks as though he is not on auto heal. Interestingly enough, he is not trying to auto heal, and what that means is that the Forest Troll Shadow Priest is trying to maintain as much mana as possible for those early water elementals. Now, Mountain King gonna go back, pick up that Manual of Health, and now finish off that last kobold there. Meanwhile, Archmage, a little bit late to the party, will be doing the same exact thing, but he picks up a Ring of Regeneration. Ring of Regeneration compared to a Ring of Protection +3. I'm not quite sure who wins out on those particular items, as the Mountain King looks to finish off this 5-3-3 creep camp and get to level 3. Archmage is already in position, and both sides really pretty much allowed to play their own particular strategy. And what the Archmage wants to do is set up this expansion here, and by setting up this expansion here, perhaps be equal in terms of the economic advantage. Meanwhile, Mountain King is going to be looking to do the same exact thing as well. Ogre Mage going to get taken out with a couple of quick bashes. Mountain King now sitting at level 3, has a Circlet of Nobility, and may be able to land a couple of Storm Bolts as well. Alright. Archmage wandering around. He's going to be heading to the bottom. He has a Staff of Teleportation, and you see an Arcane Vault and a tower, Arcane Tower most likely, already being upgraded. Archmage quickly drops in here, looking to cause a bit of problem. Mountain King going to try and finish off that footman. That footman will get taken down there. Another footman going to get taken out, and Anima is actually in a very bad situation. He's not going to be able to really push back against all of these forces, especially the double Forest Troll Berserkers. That is very high damage at this stage in the game, as an Arcane Vault has been cleared. Archmage now also picking off some easy peasants as well. Is he going to be able to get another killing blow? Two more shots. Now one more shot will do it. There it goes. Not even denial, as there is one footman now coming in. All right, forcing a Scroll of Town portal to come across to head back home. There are the units. Stormbolt straight up on a footman. Footman now taken down. Mountain King doing its job, dealing a lot of damage to those units and stunning them and bashing them down. Alright, Anima does not have an expansion at this stage, and Infi is just absolutely having a grand old time here, finishing off some of these units. Early advantage for the Mountain King is very obvious, but as we do see the second Mountain King come out for Anima, the second Mountain King, or the second hero, which should be a Mountain King, he should have greater mana because of that Brilliance Aura. Alright, let's go ahead and go into a fight here. Forest Troll Shadow Priest getting ensnared and finished off. Archmage can continue this fight once more, turning around, getting in some damage onto those from the water elemental onto the footman, as there is still more chase. They're fighting for every which way as the Archmage with his staff of teleportation able to run around the map, get around the map relatively quickly, as we are going to be looking at the Archmage perhaps doing a bit more creeping once again. Mountain King has a Clarity Potion, has a Scroll of Regeneration, does not have that Scroll of Town Portal that he had earlier, as we're now continuing and looking into this fight here. All right, Ogre Mauler going to get taken down. Ogre Magi still in the backfield. Mage finally joined in. Mountain King sitting at level 3, going to finish off all of these units here, and then perhaps make its way off to the north. All right, Archmage in position. Where is this Archmage going? Archmage does not have that much mana. May pick up another Clarity Potion. There you go. Mountain King going to be joining in on the fight. And there is that Arcane Sanctum, the dual Arcane Sanctums that I was mentioning earlier. We do see a couple of ensnares now coming across as well. The Mountain King sitting at level 4 with a Potion of Invulnerability and also a Pendant of Energy. Pendant of Energy going to be incredibly important in that upcoming and in the upcoming fight, as there is no real way to remove mana off of that Mountain King short of Spellbreakers. Spellbreakers are also obviously immune to that Stormbolt as well, but the Mountain King already sitting at 330 mana should have a very easy time. Are we looking at a Blood Mage? No Blood Mage, no sign of any additional heroes as of yet, as we are not yet at tier 2 for Infi. A little bit of a tech advantage for Anima, but army size advantage is also about even. Level 4 on the Mountain King versus a level 3 Archmage and a level 1 Mountain King. Who will be able to come out ahead? That is the big question here, as the Archmage now in that back position takes a Stormbolt onto the Mountain King. Mountain King may need to get away as the Militia. Oh, beautiful timing on that Potion of Invulnerability to dodge that there. Mountain King is a very large threat. There is another Stormbolt there. Mountain King now down to, well, death. Well, no, escapes at 22 hit points, surrounds, comes back around, and now, what is this? Mountain King is in trouble, down to 58 hit points. Is he going to get taken down? One more shot should do it. Is he going to be able to finish it off? Mountain King, down he goes. The Potion of Invulnerability was still on cooldown, and Infi, what happened there? All of a sudden, things went from bad to worse in just a blink of an eye. Stormbolt onto the Forest Troll Berserker here. Is it going to get taken out? That is the big question. The Mountain King, oh, the Peasant didn't even try to get in front of that Forest Troll Berserker, down to 235 hit points. Meanwhile, there's another slower Forest Troll Berserker off to the north here. Are you just going to take that one instead? New Mountain King join in on the fight. Potion of Invulnerability ready to go, but does not have mana. Water Elemental staying back, not doing anything at all. Not quite sure what all this is about, as the Archmage will finish that off. A new slow could come into play, and this is the problem with going Mountain King first. You generally have a very big advantage early on, but if anything were to happen to that Mountain King early on, all of a sudden things shift highly in favor of the Archmage, who is now sitting at level 4. More mana on that Mountain King and the Sorceress and those Priests. Back across over here, Mountain King down to about 40 mana right now, still unable to launch a Stormbolt. Archmage, Mountain King ready to go here. Priest, or Archmage picks up a tome? What tome was that? As the Archmage now may head over here to the top right. All right, you see Peasants making their way down. It looks like an expansion will be set up by Anima. One Water Elemental wandering across here, as the Blood Mage is the backup hero, the mana battery strategy used so often, as that Mountain King is going to be extremely deadly with 465 mana. Blood Mage looking to finish off some of these remaining units here. There's a quick Stormbolt taking it down. Mountain King may even get to level 5 here, and at level 5 with 495 mana at the very least and a mana battery strategy, that Mountain King will be able to get off anywhere from more than 5 to 6 Stormbolts in a fight. That is going to be absolutely crazy. All right, Blood Mage, why transfer the Pendant of Energy over? That I don't quite understand. Oh, there it goes. Transferred back now. 495 mana all the way ready to go. Meanwhile, the Blood Mage sitting at 79, 80 mana, still slowly handling it here as the Stormbolt does go down. Archmage coming across. It looks as though he's going to be regenerating hit points. He's going to catch all of this here. And now he's going to turn the corner. Water Elemental is dropped. And are we going to see perhaps the Blood Mage try and siphon mana away? Stormbolts could be flying across every which way. There's a Stormbolt onto the Blood Mage. Blood Mage is going to get slowed now. And with the Blood Mage taken out, possibly things are going to go from bad to worse. The Sorceress, the Spellbreakers easily finishing off that Blood Mage here. And there goes the additional mana that Mountain King needed oh so much. Sitting at 525 maximum mana right now, really be able to heal back up fully and be able to fend off this next large attack. 29 over 42 compared to 47 over 60. Mountain King ready to go. It looks like this Arcane Vault will get taken out. Sorceress and Spellbreakers with Water Elementals. Not a lot of high damage units against buildings to be found, as a Stormbolt quickly just snipes down a Sorceress once more. Alright, more healing lost right there as we are still going into a fight. Mountain King is sitting at level 3. Mountain King may get in another Stormbolt here. There's some invisibility across the board, as I think he was trying to cast invisibility on units as they were going to get taken out. There goes a Stormbolt, but deflected again once more by that Potion of Invulnerability. Alright. Adept training was completed there, but now you see invisible sorceresses trying to fight back. Blood Mage gonna get Stormbolted right there, down to 395 hit points. Both sides fighting again. Potion of Invulnerability on that Mountain King. Mountain King could try and engage once more. This Mountain King down to 500 some odd hit points. Are we gonna see a Stormbolt? That's gonna be the big question. Siphon mana again, and that Mountain King not gonna be able to go anywhere. Uses the Potion of Healing in time. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability used, and turnabout is fair play right there, as the Mountain King does end up falling. Stormbolt onto the Blood Mage, and with both heroes gone, that may be the beginning of the end, as we do see a Paladin joining in on the fight. Alright. Militia getting cleared up here. Mortar teams, 2 of them in the backfield with Fragmentation Shards nearly upgraded. Stormbolt there. And I believe this is going to be the beginning of the end now, as, well, there is that Mortar team getting taken down. Paladin was resurrected. Blood Mage trying to be added back in as well. Mountain King Resurrection would just take far too long. Arcane Tower is here, and all Infi can really do is now give the GG. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 2. Anima taking a game off of Infi to force a Game 3.